Thank you for clocking in. What's happening? Sorry guys, I'm doing my little dance again. Hello, I'm here. How is everybody? Happy, what's it called? Wednesday. I was wrong. I think last time I thought it was Tuesday. Thank you for the hydrate. I really don't know what's going on with this. I think it's like, ever since I got the Wi-Fi was changed in the office, this has happened. But, hello, welcome. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch. I hydrated. I stretched earlier and I was so tired after. Hello! Hi everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm doing pretty good. I hope you guys are doing well. I just had some fried zucchini right before stream, so I'm full for now. But I did have a headache before stream and it's like just wearing off, so I'm gonna try to take it easy and not provoke whatever is going on in my brain that is making my head hurt. Thank you for the pats. I appreciate it. Thank you. Soothe my brain. Oh my god. Desmond, I'm gonna need you tonight. I'm gonna need you. Dance the headache out? You got it. Just gotta bust a move. Thank you. But yeah, today we are going to continue Gabriel Night 3. And, last time, we didn't do much because most of the stream was King's Quest, but I backtracked a little bit. I know that technically why I backtracked, apparently according to Ebi and Moritz in the Discord, is actually not necessary to progress. But I thought of it on stream, and so I wanted to follow through and go back. So all you guys have missed is I went back and I got a certain person's fingerprint, and then scanned and connected that on the pewter. So we're a couple points ahead of where we ended last time, solely because we did those things. But I didn't do anything different. I just backtracked, and basically all I had to do was the day where the murder happens, like Gabriel's section. But we're back up to speed, and tonight we're gonna try to tackle what I think is not infamous, but famous, the best puzzle in the game, hopefully. I actually primed my notes. I redid them with spaced out sections for each of the clues for this. We are gonna read through the entire riddle, or you know what I mean. We're gonna read through everything. The goat puzzle. Yeah, the greatest of all time snake puzzle. Whoa, thank you so much for the raid, Silver. Welcome in, everybody. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm Azumi, Sproutella. You can call me Sprout, or Azumi, or whatever. I'm a plant demon from the land of the dead. I play point-and-click adventure games, among other things sometimes. Hope you guys had a good stream. Were you playing Spiritfarer? I think I saw that. I really want to play that game. I hope it's been good. Welcome in. Order is important. Okay, Maritza, I'm gonna write that down. Star. Order is important. Beautiful, both emotionally and visually. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I'm glad it's been good. I hope you can take care after stream. If you guys would like to stick around, we're attempting to tackle a pretty difficult puzzle today. That's quite long-winded and winding, much like the body of a snake, which makes sense because the puzzle is called Le Serpent Rouge, Red Serpent. Hence the title. There's a snake in my boot. Don't check my shoes. There may or may not be a snake in there. But I hope you had a good stream, and I hope you can rest afterwards. Lovely to see you, always. If you need to run, go for it. I can't play Spiritfarer. I'm worried it's going to trigger trauma in me. That's fair. That's really fair. I know with the themes it holds, from what I know about it. I do think it's beautiful. I don't know if it would in me either, but I do think it's... I can at least observe and be like, wow, that's really cool. And a really lovely game. So I'm hoping it's been a good stream game, for sure. But if anyone would like to stay, you're welcome to. If you'd like to pop out, totally fine. Thank you so much for the rate. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my eyes are a little watery. It's a game about peacefully dealing with loss and grief, so I'm 99% sure I'll cry sometime during my playthrough. Wow, I would too. I would 100%. I would probably cry a lot while playing that. I really hope that it can be a fulfilling and good experience to stream it. Bad and good are so like sometimes stripped of nuance, but I hope it can be a good experience for stream, and just in general. Today, exactly. Thank you, Membrillo. One of my favorite characters from Grim Fandango. Membrillo. He has a great voice too. I can't remember who does his voice, but he's awesome. He has the heart of a little boy on the table over there. But yes, so the plan is this stream is probably just going to be all trying to solve this puzzle. Uncover its inner workings, its ciphers, its symbols and codes. I will say now that perhaps, for those who know how I do things here, I have a backseat rule. He's not on the screen right now.
Yo, check out my color.
Good to know, Maurice. Thank you. I really appreciate the confidence. And yes, I'm sure it's long, so I probably won't, but I have a lot of stuff written down, and I'm ready to at least start it. The green skull is usually what it is. You'll see him on the gaming screen, which means you guys can collaborate, offer, like, hey, try this. What about this? But without spoilers.
Thank you for clocking in.
Purple means please don't say anything. Or don't say, not as in like don't type in chat, you're welcome to, but just not about the puzzle or giving me advice. It might turn purple today. I really want to have a fun experience of solving this. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, we'll see. We will see for sure. If I will say this now, I will likely struggle, as I do with, you know, puzzle solving in games sometimes. Please be patient. If it really bothers you that I am not doing something or don't know something, kindly leave the tab or just back away for a moment. I don't want to annoy anyone, obviously, but the joy of discovery is its own thing. And I want to experience that on stream with you guys. So I appreciate the patience. Not that that's ever been a concern in my stream before with you guys. You guys are always lovely. Just to state the obvious, I guess.
Thank you for clocking in.
So yeah. Yippee! Pants! Hi, Caliente. Pants, pants, pants. Hello, Caliente. Hello, Maurice. Hello, EB. Hello, Chimera. Again to Silver. And hello to Belle. Hello to everybody. Yeah. So yeah. I have an itch. 1 second. We'll start once I itch my nose. Okay. We're good. Let's do it! Move this over here. Move that over there. Over here. And open this. Let me go to the game screen. That's right. I know what I'm doing, kind of, sometimes. Okay. Let's get the game up. Up. I went to Cheesecake Factory today, you guys. It was quite the experience. Will the game pick up on capture? Let's see. Now, well, cool. That was weird, it was 2 windows. Nice. Yeah, it was good. Sure is nice for the protagonist to let Gabriel have some time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, in Grace Stucky. Literally. This is Grace's game. If they knew it was good for them. Your new Bidoof. Oh, so exciting! Bidoof. Is it Bidoof or Bidoof? I don't know, but I sure love it. It's the protagonist. Yes. Okay, good. Glad there's no wrong answer. Okay. I know most say Bidoof. Bidoof. Budoof, Bidoof, Bidoof. Said it before, but she's my favorite race. Yeah, I really like how she's written in this game. I really like her voice performance too. For sure. I think she might be mine as well. So far. Bidoof hurts. Oh my god, there's gotta be art of that. That's awesome. Okay, to keep everyone up to speed, the last thing I did when I backtracked was I got a fingerprint off of the manila folder that had the riddle in it, or the cipher, multi-stage, poem, whatever. So we're gonna input that now. Does Grace have a red shirt in the first game? I don't remember. I think she might. I was thinking about this, speaking of Pokemon, super quick. I have a Heracross plushie. It's really small, but I have a little Heracross plushie. And I was thinking, if I were to get a plushie of one of my other favorite Pokemon, I hope they have one. Because, for those who know, I do love Lotad, but there's a third fave who's in line. 1, 2, 3. I love Maractus so much. So I was curious if they have a Maractus plushie. I imagine they do somewhere, but I want to find it. I would like a Maractus plushie. Alright, cool. I don't know if we can link that to anybody. If it actually looks like anyone's. Oh, hold up. I want a Mareep. Mareep is my boy. Aww, Mareep is lovely. Mareep is great. You're the first person I've heard mention. I love Maractus. I love its call too. It's like it's like a thumpy noise, or like a. It's so cute. I love Maractus. She's so precious. To me, all Maractus are girls. I don't think that's true, but it's so Australian. I never thought of that. It kind of is. A sheep that turns into a kangaroo. That is very Australian. Also, the name is fun to say. Mareep is so fun. I remember at Pokemon Center in Singapore, they had so many Pokemon plushies, but didn't have Bayleaf. Oh, which was an ex's favorite? Wow. They said, you know, sorry if you like Chikorita and what it evolves into. Isn't that what it evolves into? I don't know Pokemon very well. Eevee and Belle are the resident Pokemon masters. In the chat, I am not. At all. Yeah, Bayleaf is the middle evolution. Okay, I didn't get that wrong. Cool. Look at Ampharos and tell me that shit isn't a kangaroo. It's kind of like a, it's like you know what it is to me? It's a kangaroo you'd see in like hieroglyphics. It's like a stylized kangaroo. Yeah, it is very kangaroo-esque. Okay, so let's do some reading here. Maractus plush for $16.99. Oh my god, I kind of want to look it up now. Hold on. Maractus plush. Oh my god, it's so cute. It's so cute, you guys. It's me. It's me. I look at Maractus and I'm like, that's me. That's me. Oh my god, she's T-posing. Do you guys want to see? It's T-posing! Yes! She kind of is me, though. Because she has, like, the pink flowers like I have on my one model. I do have a Sitting Cuties one for... The Heracross plush I have is a Sitting Cuties one. Oh my god, I want it. It's so cute! She's so precious. Oh, I love Maractus. It's a cactus! But it's... put on the throne? I might, actually. I might. It's a good idea.
In my arduous search, I was trying to hack away with my sword through the dense vegetation of the woods like some pawn of destiny. I wanted to reach the place of the sleeping beauty, in which some poets can see the queen of a lost kingdom. Desperate to find the way, I laid down the path of Ra and was illuminated.
Okay. We looked up Ra in the book, on our pewter, right? And Ra is the god of the sun. Path of Ra. Ooh! Hold up. Wait a minute. Lotad pin pog. That is awesome. I'll add that too. Okay, listen. Path of Ra and was illuminated. Wasn't there in the very beginning a mention of something to do with the church? Where like a beam of sunlight would either go through the church or to another church. I sound crazy. Hold on. I think it's in this. Is it in this? The sunlight phenomenon, yes. On July 22nd of each year, the feast day of St. Mary Magdalene, if one stands at the church at dawn and turns toward Chateau de Blanchefort, the sun will rise directly over the ruins, forming a straight line of light between the two. There are those who claim the alignment and consecration of this place, and others in the valley were plotted long ago, perhaps by the early Celtic inhabitants. I'm gonna write that down. They also have another one. Oh my god, okay. I have to make a choice if I want Lotad or Maractus. I feel like... oh, I love them both. I really do. Maybe Maractus, though. Lotad for later. I feel like Maractus is taking my second spot. My childhood Pokemon game is Pokemon Black. The one that I played other ones. I played Pearl, I played Fire Red also. But the one that I remember the most, that I was most conscious for, was Black, for sure. Sunlight phenomenon. July 22nd. And dawn at church. Turn towards Chateau de Blanche. Oh. Does the French say the T at the end of words? I don't know. Maybe not all the time. Okay, back to reading. I'm writing that down. I don't know if that's gonna be real, but I've never played any other except the OG Red. Boop, that reminds me. One of my dear friends, that was the same case for him, and he recently started playing Soul Silver for the first time. And his reaction was, oh my god, there's color. Is this 3D? It almost looks 3D. What's happening? Like, he was like so shocked because he's only ever played one game before. It was so funny. He was like, this is crazy.
I was further aided by the parchments of my friend. They murmur of the lady. Long ago her name was Isis, queen of the benevolent springs. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Others knew her as Magdalene with the celebrated vows of healing balm. The initiated knew her to be the Lady of the Lake and Notre Dame de Cross. The circle is the ring, and the crown forms the diadem of the queen of the castle.
Okay. I also want to say this really quickly. All of these are listed under a star sign. I don't know if that's going to bear relevance. I imagine it will, because they chose to start with Aquarius, which is not usually... I don't think that's usually listed as the first house, or first Aquarius. The first zodiac sign, but they're listed in order. I don't think that's the one that's listed first. So the fact that it starts with Aquarius maybe is important. Aquarius is an air sign. The water bearer. Pisces, I believe, is a water sign. Don't know a lot about astrology. And that symbol is it the fish? I think it's a fish. Where's Cancer a fish? It's January to February. Got it. For some reason, maybe I'm remembering the order wrong. In that case, it might be like going to like a Gregorian calendar, like Aquarius is first. I don't know if zodiac and like if you're looking at like I don't know. I've seen people put Aries as the first sign, which I don't know if that's true. It's wind, which is hella weird. Yeah, what's fascinating is... I'm an Aquarius, by the way. Hello. What's fascinating is the symbol is of a water bearer, so someone like a vase or a vessel pouring water, but like not water itself, which is cool. But we're birthday neighbors. Yes, I remember. I don't remember the day, but I do remember it being similar. If it's direct neighbors, then got you. There's two options. Okay. I'm gonna check really quick. I don't know if we've looked up. I do think we did look up Ra. I know that. We're gonna look up. Yes. Isis was the most important Egyptian goddess, wife of Osiris, and mother to Horus and to all of creation. The cult of Isis was widespread in Greece and Rome also until overrun by Christianity. According to Egyptian legend... Okay. Yes, yours is the 8th. Yes. I was like, it's either the 8th or the 10th. Our Isis was murdered and cut into many pieces. Isis gathered the pieces and put them back together, healing Osiris... Sorry, I said that wrong. And reviving him. Isis also believed to have given birth to the sun Ra. Her symbol was a circle. So Ra's thing is his number is... Yes, Maurice, that's what we were saying. Which is crazy. I like the symbol of the water bear. I think it's cool. Number 6 is the number associated with Ra, and her symbol is a circle. Let's write down some stuff from this. I bet the story is important at the bottom part. And then, okay. Oh, sorry, I should put my hat on. There we go. Get used to the piano. Okay. What else do we have? We looked up the Magdalene before. Reset, sorry. We'll look up Mary Magdalene again. Sister of Lazarus and Martha. She was a notorious sinner. Washed his feet with her tears. He was a god who was cut up into pieces. Yes, that's why I wrote that down, because those are the pieces! My god, where'd you find them? Thank you for the bones. Okay. The Gospels also have Mary Magdalene present at the crucifixion of the empty tomb. Yes, after the crucifixion, she sailed to the shores of southern France. Lady of the Lake is an interesting other term. I don't think we're gonna find anything here, unless there's... Just kidding. Lady of the Lake is a mysterious female goddess or spirit who rose from the lake in order to hand King Arthur the sword Excalibur. Okay. Excalibur was a magical sword that gave Arthur the power to rule a kingdom. In that sense, Lady of the Lake is regarded as muse or guardian of Arthur. Her purpose and origins are made a mystery, but some stories have linked her to the Grail, which King Arthur was to pursue. I'm not gonna... We wrote some notes on her before, so... Not Lady of the Lake, but on Mary Magdalene, so let me write about this. I'm just gonna keep this on for a while. The sword and the stone and Excalibur are different depending on which lore you read. Okay. So some link them together, but otherwise others don't. Fascinating. Arthurian lore is a whole thing. I can only imagine. That was never something I dove into. Got it. Got it. Miss Marie. So it takes us here. Let's read. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is revered by Catholics around the world. In 431 AD, she's declared to be holy. In 1854, Pope Pius, stated that Mary was of virgin birth, Queen of Heaven and Queen of the World. O Redemptor. Some of this raising up of Mary to a position of goddess-like power has offended Protestant religions who believe Mary was only human, and that she had other children with her husband, Joseph, after Jesus' virgin birth. None of this makes the cult of Mary any less mysterious or dynamic within Catholicism, gaining highest adherents, including the current Pope John Paul II. Over the centuries, Mary has appeared in a number of sightings, particularly in the past 100 years in places... Yep. These places have become shrines where thousands go for healing and for pilgrimage. Mary is often thought to involve herself more directly in human affairs. The Guadalupe, even perhaps to become a kind of guardian spirit over those who are faithful to her service. Mary has been known by various titles. Queen of the World, Queen of Heaven, Mother of God, the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Holy Mother of the Immaculate Conception. Got it. So does it bring us here because that's its... So Notre Dame means Our Lady, I think. Our Lady of the Cross, so I suppose it automatically brings us here. Okay. There's a lot I can write for this one. For sure. I'm gonna leave that section. I wrote some stuff, but I'm gonna leave the section a little bit more open. Okay. Keep reading. Let's have... I don't know if... Yeah, Grace did read this one. Okay. So not just... I know that not just the buzzwords are important. That there is gonna be... Like, the actual writing of the section is important. I'm gonna have her read it one more time.
I was further aided by the parchments of my friend. They murmur of the lady. Long ago her name was Isis, queen of the benevolent springs. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Others knew her as Magdalene with the celebrated vows of healing balm. The initiated knew her to be the Lady of the Lake and Notre Dame de Cross. The circle is the ring, and the crown forms the diadem of the queen of the castle.
So Isis's symbol is a circle. Circle is the ring, and the crown forms the diadem that is the queen of the castle. Ooh, I have that game, Maritza. I want to play it. I think Silver gifted it to me. Maybe that's something we do for spooky time.
The Queen's Guard is the Quaternity, they who stand watch over the Guardian. I look to the north and the west, then the south and the east, and everywhere I see them, their shining swords held out to meet each other. Saint Michael and his brothers, with their feet rooted in the earth, they surround the Is that none may harm her, and stand pressed against her in a way that Pythagoras would have approved.
The IS. Okay, that stands out to me. I mean, all of it does, but I wonder what that stands for here. The Queen's Guard is the quaternity, they who stand watch over the Guardian. Look to the north and the west, then the south and the east. Okay. North, west, south, east, if the order matters, which it might. I see then their shining swords held out to meet each other. St. Michael and his brothers? Okay. They surround the IS. None. Okay. Let's type. Excuse me. Thank you. St. Michael is one of the 7 archangels. In Christian tradition, it is Michael who wrestles with the devil and wins. He is often depicted fighting a dragon or the devil in human form. In some accounts, he's the angel who threw Satan out of heaven at the time of the fall. As such, Michael is often called upon by the faithful to help them resist temptation and evil. Michael has various occult significances in alchemy. He's one of the 4 angels alongside Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, and who hold up the 4 corners of the world and who represent the 4 elements: fire, wind, air, and water. Dude, alchemy keeps coming up too. Montreux was talking about it. Okay. So that's important because if it's referring to the 4 angels of alchemy that they talk about, it's holding up the 4 corners of the world, the quaternity looking to the north, west, south, and east. So maybe these 4 figures both each align with an element and also uphold each of those cardinal directions. So perhaps if this at all lines up with the sunlight phenomenon, if the order of this matters, that happens first. So maybe the direction of the church to Chateau de Blanchefort matters. Maybe those are like the 2 figures that we need to notice or look into. I don't know, but let me write it down. These the Ninja Turtles. Where's Mikey? We've talked about this. I think you guys said I was Donatello. There's Don. If the order holds of so it's written as Michael along with Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, it would be Michael is fire, Raphael's wind, Gabriel's air, and Uriel's water. I like that there's wind and air. I didn't know those were separate in this alchemic tradition. One is moving, one isn't. Alright, let's look at these real quick because we're here. In alchemy, the square represents the quaternity, there we go, and in general, all 4-part concepts such as 4 seasons, 4 cardinal directions, and the 4 stages of man. The square itself is represented by the number 4. It is solid and earthy and stable as opposed to a more dynamic, fluid, heavenly form of the circle. Fierce. Okay, quaternity. We'll look at those other sections too. Alright, let's do this. When the square is represented as tilted, standing on one point, its meaning drastically changes from that of a normal square. Whereas the square represents the concepts of earthiness, solidness, and permanence, the tilted square has a more dynamic, fluid meaning akin to that of a circle. We've seen that. A tilted square, like the circle, is a symbol of sun or of light in general. Okay, cool. Let's write that down. We've seen a symbol that was a circle with a tilted square on the inside. Squaring the circle like the Philosopher's Stone was the alchemist's dream. In geometrical representation of squaring a circle, the square is placed so that the circle fills it maximally without breaking the square's boundaries. Symbolically, it represents the union of heaven and earth, thus bringing opposites together in a united whole, creating a kind of transcending or super consciousness. These aims and the representation of these particular symbols were the parlance of mystics, alchemists, and Gnostics of the Middle Ages. That leads us to Pythagoras. Insane. The fact that this game is like, guess what, guys? Where you're gonna wiki crawl for your life. Which at this time was pretty incredible. I'm just circling some things on my note. The fact that it's so many degrees of connectivity historically is insane. I know, I feel like this is insane. I know we're just scratching the surface. I needed more space in my notes. I thought I gave myself ample space, but I don't think I did. Okay. But I can't remember. So this is... The square is placed so that the circle fills it, not the other way around. But I do remember on one of the documents we scanned for symbols, it was a circle with a tilted square in the middle, which would be heaven and heaven, essentially. So that's a little bit different. Okay, Pythagoras time. Okay, a Greek... Oh, this is a lot. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Okay. A Greek philosopher of the 6th century BC who founded a school and philosophical system, Pythagoras... I can say Pythagoras, okay? And named after him. Born on the Greek island of Samos, off the coast of Asia Minor, he migrated as an adult to the Greek city of Croton. In southern Italy at about 530 BC. As a teacher and leader, Pythagoras possessed extraordinary charisma. He established a society of brotherhood of religious ethical orientation. Within its initiates, the society fostered strong bonds of friendship and a feeling of elitism through ritual esoteric symbolism and a code of righteous self-control that included taboos. Insane. The basis of his teaching was ethical, religious, and mystical. He believed in metempsychosis, the concept, we've heard about that before, the concept that the soul, both human and animal, passes from one body to another body. It is uncertain whether metempsychosis included the belief in immortality of the soul or not. However, the concept provided the rationale for many practices within a society, which included vegetarianism and the rituals of purification, which were thought to promote superior reincarnation. To the alchemist, Pythagoras is regarded as the father of mathematical mysticism, a role which scholars debate, and several key doctrines, such as squaring the circle, are attributed to him. The image below is an example of Pythagorean geometry. Okay, so we've seen pentagram imagery to do with monstros, laser beams, and he did talk about alchemy, so this is like linked up. This is a lot. So I'm not sure how much of this I should write. I'm gonna go to the Pythagoras section of my notes and take some down. I'm not sure how we can look up IS, which is written in the chapter, or in the section of the riddle, but we'll see. I feel like we're at a library. I don't know why. Like, I know that the music and we're on like this type of laptop. It's kind of soothing in a way. Excuse me. Imagine if it was timed. Oh, hell no. That would be awful. Please tell me what it is, Boo. I must know. Okay. So IS from the actual just typing that out is going to take us to ISIS, but I don't know if it's technically the same. Regardless, let's keep reading. I'll have her read this again.
Queen's Guard is the quaternity, they who stand watch over the Guardian. I look to the north and the west, then the south and the east, and everywhere I see them, their shining swords held out to meet each other. Saint Michael and his brothers, with their feet rooted in the earth, they surround the IS that none may harm her, and stand pressed against her in a way that Pythagoras would have approved.
So stand pressed against her in a way Pythagoras would have approved, in that case squaring the circle. So she's the circle in the center, they are the square around her. Trying to find it? Okay, yeah, take your time. I'd love to know, though. We're just keeping the notes hat on this whole time because it's important. Alright, those are some preliminary ideas. Let's move on to the tourist section.
In the sanctuary is the font, fountain of love of those who believe, reminding us of these words, "By this sign you will conquer." I understand this now. The four are the stuff of the alchemist's laboratory, and their cant reflects the light in harmony with their queen. And yet the angels hold tight the secret of the angle that is the key to the kingdom. My friend knows the secret, but wisely he hides the fruit among the chaff, that the treasure not be lost to the infidels.
Okay, so this is screaming that this is seems like it's very much related to the angle of the sun from the very beginning. Because they hold tight the secret of the angle that is the key to the kingdom. So I'm truly guessing, my preliminary guess is that relates to the sunlight phenomenon. And considering the font, reference of the font, and with that phrase, "by this sign you will conquer," and the strange translation of what's written in the church at the font with the quote-unquote Satan figure beneath it, it being like, the translation is strange. I wonder if that's related there. And their cant, I suppose, reflects the light in harmony with the queen. Okay. In harmony with... And yet the angels hold tight. So angels refers to the four figures, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Ariel. I don't know if they're all actually angels, but they're like the alchemical four pillars representing the earth, the square, protecting the circle in the center. The angle is the key to the kingdom, but what they're saying is, my friend knows the secret, but wisely hides the fruit among the chaff. Okay, so if they're talking about the secret related to the angle of the light, hiding the fruit among the chaff would mean the true way to witness the light's angle in the is muddied by other possibilities or other locations that it could be referring to, other places to stand, other times of day. I'm guessing. Only reason I'm leaning so hard on the sunlight phenomenon is if order is important, the fact that Ra is talked about first matters. Also, it's ghost in the wizard's house. Okay, I'm looking this up. Ghost in the wizard's house. What is it? Why is the first response top free not safe for work games tagged ghost on itch? No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. That is so funny though. Oh, there it is. A timed point and click. It's made in 48 hours. Maybe we'll play this later. Thank you, Boop. You think you get it now, Boop? Tell me how to solve this puzzle. I'm kidding. Don't tell me the answer. But so that's my guess. Hiding the fruit among the chaff. The fact that it's not wheat among the chaff, isn't that the usual phrase? Separate the wheat from the chaff. The fact that it's fruit speaks to a kind of, at least to me, what's the word? So, bearing fruit can refer to bearing a child in one's womb, I think. Or at least that could, I think that could be connected. Hiding the fruit among the chaff could also relate to genealogy. Hiding the descendant among average people. But that doesn't necessarily, that might be allegorically extended in general, but in terms of specifically the key to the kingdom, the angle that is the key to the kingdom. If it was just the key to the kingdom, I could interpret that very easily as the descendant, which it still could be. It probably is double-edged. But the angle is fascinating because we were talking about Pythagoras, but there was no mention of like angles. They talked about geometry for sure, but there is an element, maybe the angle of the light, the angle of the shape, circle, square, tilted square, etc. All this, I'm basically just saying gibberish, but what I'm meaning to say is all these things are connected symbolically. So I'm just trying to verbalize, here's what I think of when I think of this. You know what I mean? My guess is, though, by this sign you will conquer and fruit, I don't think we'll pull up anything in Sydney, but we're gonna try anyway, because might as well. Fruit. Just kidding. Fierce. Okay, first fruits. This is a lot of reading. We do have ads coming up. We'll just go for it. The term first fruits designate the offering of the first crops of harvest and the beasts of the herds, which is supposedly the best of quality to placate and give thanks to the gods. However, the term is derived from an earlier term. I knew it! The firstborn of the womb, which designate the firstborn of the creatus. Yes, okay. That's what I was saying. To bear fruit is to bear a child. Firstborn. Firstborn of the creatus extends back to the Sanskrit Hiran Yagatbaha. Hiran Yagatba. Sorry. Every priesthood wanted its god to be the firstborn of the creatus, and so most Asiatic gods claim to be. This desire aroused because it was held that their first child would naturally have authority over all others. Since realistically it was even impossible to believe that each god was firstborn, scholars finally settled upon the term and agreed that it designated that each god was the firstborn of one of the Great Mother's virgin emanations. Okay. Thus, each god was born of a virgin birth. Okay, so they're like, every time she gives birth, it resets, so you're all the first. A classical example of this is the Buddha. Each of his many incarnations was the firstborn of the goddess's earthly representative, a temple maiden, or Devadasi. Forgive the stress. The maiden was also known as the Virgin Bride of God, who bore the name as well as the spirit of Maya, the virgin aspect of Mother Kali. In all such myths, the virgin had an earthly husband who never laid with her until she brought forth her firstborn, which is known as the Son of God, or, as with Buddha, the son of Ganesha, the Lord of Hosts. Very Mary, Virgin Mary. During this period in the Middle East, the name Maya became Maya, Mari, or Mary. There we go. All pertaining to the Virgin of God or the Temple Maiden or Kadesha, which is the equivalent of the Hindu Devadasi. Okay. Such myths fit into the classic Indo-European legends where an angel of the Lord came in unto Mary, Luke 1:28, a biblical phrase for sexual intercourse, and her husband Joseph knew her not until she brought forth her firstborn son. We have ads coming up. The Devadasi. We're gonna have a break for ads, everyone. Let this stew in your brain, and I'll be back in a bit. Thank you guys. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, hello. We are back. Hope the ads were alright. I appreciate you sitting through them. We're going to keep reading this section and hopefully find a way to summarize some notes to take about it. Alright, let's proceed. Usually the firstborn, the divine son, was singled out for a special fate. He was the son of a god who came from that god and was to be sacrificed and offered back unto that god. Thence, the meanings of both terms, or the firstborn and first fruits, are practically synonymous. From the most archaic times, the first fruits of any crops were offered in placation and thankfulness to the god who supposedly grew them. The firstborn sacrifice was a very common ancient tradition among the Egyptians, as is recorded in the Book of the Dead. On the day of hacking in pieces the firstborn, the mighty ones in heaven light the fire under the cauldrons, where are heaped up the thighs of the firstborn. It is thought to perhaps later dynasties permitted animal sacrifices, but hieroglyphic signs show these thighs to be human and not animal. There appears to be a similarity between mass sacrifice of firstborn Egyptian sons to appease the gods and a biblical record of the killings to appease Yahweh. And it came to pass that at night the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of the Pharaoh who sat at his throne, onto the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the cattle. Like the Egyptian gods, Yahweh demanded the firstborn sacrifice. Sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine. Later the Lord Yahweh redeemed the firstborn of Israel, and it came to pass, when the Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that the Lord slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both of the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Thus I sacrifice unto the Lord all that openeth the womb, being males, but all the firstborn of my children I redeem. This led to the Jewish ceremony of eating of the Paschal lamb at Passover to commemorate the release of the Jews from bondage in Egypt. Some scholars further suggest that the biblical story of Abraham wanting to sacrifice his son Isaac is paralleled to the Phoenician myth of the king's firstborn Phrixus, I don't know, who was to be sacrificed at the altar when the ram of the Golden Fleece suddenly appeared as a substitute victim. Okay, so we have a mythical overlap. There is also an incident among many of sons being killed by the god Yahweh when the sons of Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu put incense and fire into the censers to make offering to the Lord, which the Lord commanded them not to do. There went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. The two facts seem evident. The sacrifice of the firstborn was demanded usually when the god Yahweh was displeased or when his people wished his favor. He, like all gods, had to be appeased, or so the people were made to believe. Originally, the sacrifices of human and animal victims seemed preferable to gods rather than the crops. This is seen among the Druids. We have Druids mentioned. The ancient Jews and the Aztecs, the Khans of southern India, and as well as many other cultures. Although blood sacrifices are not used in both neo-pagan and witchcraft ceremonies, they are still practiced in religions of Voodoo and Santeria. The god Yahweh accepted animal and fruit sacrifices, but he was not the first to do so. Oriental priests were offering animal sacrifices long before the period of Abraham. The Jews continued animal sacrifices right down to the Essenic ceremonies of the Christos. Okay. From these Essenic Christos ceremonies came the Christian or Catholic celebration of the Mass. According to Catholicism, the Mass is an unbloody reenactment of the crucifixion of Christ. This occurs when the mystery of substantiation, the changing of the elements of bread and water into body and blood of Christ, which the celebrants may consume in the common communion services. You betcha. Also, most Protestant denominations have a communion service. So for the Christians, the crucifixion of Christ, which they believed atoned for their sins, negated the need for human and animal sacrifices. In many of the sacrifices preceding the Christian era, the priests became selfish and gave only the inedible parts of the sacrificial victims to the gods, thus keeping the meat for themselves and the people. Some cultures thought it only necessary to offer the animal's blood to the gods. The blood was offered because it was believed the animal's life and vitality was in the blood. Thus, priests of Oriental and Grecian temples, as well as the rabbis of Jewish synagogues, lived off these sacrifices. They did not fuck around. No. Let's go to the linked sections. Druids. Druidism is the religion of the Celtic people. This is so long. I'm not going to read all this. We played the Druids game. I want to know, but... Julius Caesar... So the Stuarts are Scottish, so mentions of Scotland seems important to me. I know Celtic. You don't need to read it. Okay. I might come back to it if it proves to come up again, but otherwise... We have run-ins with voodoo for sure. Okay. Let's go... Okay, a Jewish ascetic sect originally based on sun worshipping Persian. Okay. Hierarchies. Predeterminism. Call themselves healers. Pious ones are doers of the Torah. Okay. Gotta get back to the roots. Fraction of blood. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. Or at least some of it. Oh god. Throughout the ages, ever since primitive man, an attraction has existed towards human blood. It is thought this attraction originated in early man when he observed a man losing blood. He also saw the man eventually would weaken and die if bleeding did not stop. Naturally, it concluded that blood contained the man's life. Gradually, over time, a magical connection to blood evolved too. Not only did the man's blood contain his life, it also contained his experiences, characteristics, and qualities. Yes, we've read about this. Soon it came to be thought these characteristics and qualities could be passed on to others if they consumed or were touched by the blood. The relationship here lies in the magical law of contagion. In ancient Rome, when Roman is thought that epilepsy could be cured by drinking a slain gladiator's blood. It is believed that the gladiator's strength and healthy vitality would be transferred to the epileptic. It is thought that the blood must be consumed immediately before these qualities dissipated. Pliny, in his Natural History, wrote that some epileptics found it effective to reach the gladiator before he died and vigorously gulp his blood as it spurted from his wounds. The Hungarian countess... Yeah, we read about that. Yep. The countess once wrote her husband of a torture trick she had recently learned. It was to catch a black hen and beat it to death with a white cane. The blood was to be kept. Then it was to be smeared on an enemy's body. If one could not get close enough, then take a piece of the enemy's clothing and put blood on it. Okay. The magical theory was that the enemy would undergo the same agonizing death as the hen. Beating a black hen to death with a white cane is an intriguing example of reconciling opposites, or the magical law of synthesis. Blood of an executed criminal also contains strong attraction for some people, supposedly strong protection against disease and misfortune. The reason is that the blood is said to carry the person's vigorous energy since he died perfectly healthy, and his resentment because of his execution. Spectators at executions of Charles I of England and... I'm really bad with Roman numerals. Louis the 16th of France struggled to dip pieces of cloth and handkerchiefs in their blood to preserve it. When in 1934, FBI agents shot down John Dillinger, the notorious killer and bank robber on a Chicago street, people quickly dipped handkerchiefs and pieces of paper in the pool of his blood. Women even got it on the hems of their skirts and dresses. The source of blood was soon gone, but enterprising merchants soon fabricated more and sold it in large quantities. To some, this may seem absurd, but the act continues daily in the consecration of the Catholic Mass. In an act that extends from the Last Supper recorded in the New Testament, the priest mystically changes bread and wine to the body and blood of Christ and consumes it in a ritual sacrifice. Then the communicants consume it too for the purpose of receiving Christ and his blessings into themselves. Protestants also remember this act in their communion services. I love this, like, in Protestants too, I promise. The law of contagion, or the second sub-law of the law of association, follows from the law of similarity. This law states that things which have once been in contact with each other continue to act on each other at a distance, even after physical contact has been severed. This can be shown by the following example. Something or commodity C, which is similar to and was shared by thing A and B, can, after its detachment from A and B, affect or control either or both. The mutual influencing or control of these things exert upon each other is dependent upon the greatness which was shared. Cool. My throat is gonna hurt really bad. Okay. Of synthesis, or the law of opposites, states that synthesis on two opposing or conflicting ideas or pieces of data will produce a new third thing which will not be a compromise of the original two. It allows one to simultaneously hold two opposing ideas without feeling anxiety. Hey! Thank you for the hydrate. That is really helpful. Thank you. So for first fruits, I'm essentially writing down, wrote down fruit as in first fruits, which leads to firstborns, which lead to, virgin births or birth of gods. And then firstborns to be sacrificed back onto the god he came from. Firstborn sacrifice. So another thing I wanted to point out is that when they talk about this passage in the Book of the Dead, hacking in pieces of the firstborn, literally it sounds similar to the goddess Isis putting back together Osiris, taking the pieces and putting it back together. I have a thought about the pieces of a firstborn being reassembled. We know that there are at least 4 churches that depict the Mary Magdalene with a skull at her feet. Which I wonder if the skull is to represent a piece of a sacrifice, and if all were put together, you would have something whole again. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get by this sign you will conquer, but I'm gonna write it in. Yeah, I think that's more related to the church. Okay.
This riddle is fascinating.
Next one.
The mosaic tiles of the sacred place alternate black or white, and Jesus, like Asmodeus, observes their alignment. I can find 64 stones of the perfect cube, which the Knights of the Beauty of the Black Wood had scattered when they fled from the White Fort while they were being pursued by the usurpers. Reassemble the scattered stones and, working with square and compass, put them into ranks. The knightly order of the perfect cube fits within and gives structure to Our Lady's protector, the Heavenly Quartet.
Okay, so am I nuts or does the church have black and white tiles? Does it? Does the church in town have black and white tiles? I can go check, technically. But I really think it does. I think so. Jesus, like Asmodeus, observes their alignment. They can find 64 stones of the perfect cube which the Knights of the Beauty of the Black Wood had scattered when they had fled from the White Fort while they were being pursued by the usurpers. Okay, Knights Templar comes up. The usurpers, those who put them on trial, perhaps. White Fort, though. Let's look up Asmodeus. I think that's important. Okay, according to legend, Asmodeus was a demon whom Solomon tricked into guarding his temple. As such, Asmodeus is now considered the guardian of lost or hidden treasure. He is invoked by magicians for supernatural protection of place and object. So is that who's holding up the font in the church? He's right at the door, and it says like by the and like there's the flattened phrase over the font that he's holding. Is that Asmodeus? Maybe. Maybe. I'm gonna write down notes about him. And Solomon comes up in this multiple times. Temple of Solomon and the hymn alone. And if it says that both Jesus, like Asmodeus, both can observe the arrangement of these tiles, they both must be in the same place. Like there must be a symbol of Jesus in this church, which there is, and guardian of lost or hidden treasure. This is a sleep stream if I ever have done one. I hope you guys can get some rest. No shit, it's about chess. Chess is just— oh, I know what chess is. The origin of chess is believed to be the Persian Empire. It's imported to the West around the time of the Crusades. According to some sources, the Knights Templar were responsible for bringing the game to the West, for changing the Persian playing pieces to match the medieval European chords. Okay, chessboard. Yes! Okay. Yes, it is! It totally is black and white. Okay. Or some church has that, or some spot. The chessboard is a grid of alternating black and white squares, 8 per row to make up 64. Here's what it looks like. Okay, thanks. The game of chess is descended from an Arabic counterpart. Its present form, with knights, kings, queens, pawns, and rooks, was adapted in the Middle Ages by crusaders visiting the Holy Land. They brought the game back to Europe in its present form. You're playing Minecraft? Fuck yeah. What are you doing in Minecraft? Hope you're having fun. The game has many symbolic interpretations, and entire books have been written on the subject. For example, the black and white chessboard and players are said to represent the Gnostic belief of duality, which is considered heretical in the Middle Ages. Yes, we've read about that. We've read about that. Separation of good and evil, heaven and earth, incarnate and incarnate, square and circle. Yes, we know it. Hold up. From this belief sprang Catharism, we know that. Another major Gnostic heresy, at least according to the Pope. A similar concept of duality is a hexagram, was later incorporated by the Rosicrucians, yes. The symbol of duality is a hexagram fashioned from 2 superimposed triangles, which represent the dual nature of body and flesh. Okay, is that what I'm thinking it is? Hold on, I'm gonna look up hexagram. This is exactly what I'm thinking. It's 6-pointed geometric star, 2 overlapping equilateral triangles. That's what we've seen with Pythagoras, with Montrose lasers, the pentagram, but not upside down, essentially. Okay. 8 by 8, 64, black and white. Yes. Yeah, Star of David, for sure. So, is it an allegory that the Knights Templar brought... They brought chess to the West. Did they also bring a descendant? Or news or information of a descendant? I was about to say I'm thinking too hard on this, but I think the game is literally wanting me to do that, and even if it's wrong what I'm saying, at least I'm engaging with, I think, what they're trying to get me to do. Okay. This is huge! Okay. At least I feel like it is. Alright. So... it says they served as an alternate... yes, black and white. Okay. So it says, I can find 64 stones of the perfect cube, which the knights had scattered when they fled. from the usurpers in the White Fort while they were being pursued. Okay. Reassemble the scattered stones and, working with square and compass, put them into... I can't read that word. Hold on. I can't read that word. The knightly order of the perfect circle fits within and gives structure to... Okay, so this is referring to the square the circle again, to me. If it's a perfect cube and which sits to protect... It gives structure to the heavenly quartet, which are the 4 alchemical angels, with the lady within the circle. Okay, square and compass. Square and compass. Compasses make a circle. Squares, or it's a shape. Put them into ranks? Is that what I say? Ranks? Into ranks. Okay, let's read Leo.
I visit the tomb of the celebrated painter Poussin and, like the shepherds, puzzle at the enigma of the tomb. My brain pounds, the light burns my eyes. It is all too mixed up to tell. Teniers, too, has dipped his brush in the earth, and his at the innermost places of the queen. Here is the sign that Teniers has given in his innocent recluse. Surely there is a path between the two.
Path between the two. Okay. Shepherds. Okay, I visit the tomb. We can do that. And like the shepherds, puzzle out the enigma of the tomb. My brain pounds. The light burns my eyes. It's all too mixed up to tell. Teniers, too, has dipped his brush in the earth, and his at the innermost places of the queen. Okay, I'm gonna look up shepherds just because we can. Okay. Arcadia. It's a mythological place of pastoral serenity and beauty, shepherds and nymphs. It's a fictional place, popular in the 16th century, though its name may come from the pastoral area of Greece called Arcadia. A standard feature of Arcadian scenes is a bubbling stream emerging from the ground. The underground stream represents the hidden knowledge as the Pythagorean, Gnostic, Kabbalistic, and Hermetic traditions. Arcadia itself represents the naive state of man, blissful but ignorant, without his knowledge. As the stream's bubbling emergence shows, forbidden knowledge always sooner or later comes to light. These concepts are somewhat related to the Tree of Knowledge in the Garden of Eden. On the other hand, esoterics might argue that the true Eden, represented by Arcadia, can only come about once the stream surfaces, as it does in the paintings, is allowed to flow freely once the hidden knowledge or secret becomes known. Okay. So that's forbidden knowledge coming to light. I visit the tomb like the shepherds, like those of Arcadia, puzzle the enigma of the tomb. He has dipped his brush in the earth, dipped his brush into the underground stream, so therefore tapped into forbidden knowledge. and at the innermost places of the queen. If the queen is referring to this maternal figure that is wrapped up in both the Magdalene, the Virgin Mary, Isis, here is the sign that Teniers has given into his innocent recluse. There is a path between the two. Surely there's a path between the two. To get for the knowledge to become known, perhaps? Alright, let's get some more notes down.
16 form the center, and the center forms 16. I pray to St. Paul for direction, and he answers with a simple gesture. Here is the reconstruction to which so many noble minds were dedicated. I look to the book of the hermit for reassurance. The numbers they give me confirm the truth. What strange mystery is concealed in the new Temple of Solomon, built by the children of St. Vincent?
The hermit. Here is the reconstruction to which so many noble minds were dedicated. I look to the book of the hermit for reassurance. The numbers they give me confirm the truth. Okay, hold on. 16 form center. Center. Okay, so the hermit is a saint that is depicted in the church. So we're going to look up these two words, and then we're actually going to look back at the map. Let's do that first, actually. Wait. Devil in the church draws as much attention as the other elements, so this is one right by the door. What are Abbe Saunier's purpose? Some have linked the devil to the demon Asmodeus. Okay, yeah. The Rex Mundi, the king of the world. Some tie him to the armchair of the devil nearby. The Latin on the four angels, the alchemic four angels, by this sign you shall conquer it, which is him or it. But what's written in this is, by this sign you will conquer. So, with no object. The four angels themselves are Catholic motif. Position of the hands. Okay, genuflection. Some have argued that these might not refer to the genuflection, some secret direction or shape. Yes, they do. It's a square, I think. St. Anthony the Hermit. St. Anthony with book and staff, which is right here. There's a line behind him. Longed for quiet meditation, but he was forced to move to ever remote locales to escape his growing followers. He fled to Laurens, Gaul, also in the Languedoc, and there he died. That's important to me. Is that Laurent? Is that an R? I'm gonna say that's an R. You're right, Poop. It is. It totally is. The church floor. The black and white alternating squares of the church have been much debated. Some have linked the tile to the heretical Cathar notion of duality. Though Saunier would have been familiar with Cathar beliefs, there's no reason to assume he himself expounded them. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, we're gonna look up Temple of Solomon and St. Vincent. We have a dictionary of symbols and a floor plan. Let's start with this. Okay. This legendary temple was built in Jerusalem around 950 BC at the initiation of King Solomon and remained the centerpiece of Jewish faith until it was destroyed by the Romans. It is said to be based on Egyptian temple design, and this may be true, but the Bible readily admits that the chief architect was loaned to Solomon by an Egyptian pharaoh. The temple layout was given to Solomon by God, as it related in Chronicles 2 Chronicles 3rd chapter. The length is 120 cubits and the width is 30 cubits, thus giving it a 4:1 long rectangular shape, similar to the church in this town. The temple has become a living symbol for several occult groups. To the alchemist, being in the temple represents a state of mind, a place of mystical reflection and knowledge. The Freemasons have adopted the temple as a keystone of their ritual, their philosophy, and even physical layout of their lodges. The idea of rebuilding the Temple of Solomon has been a stated goal, with a full range of interpretation from spiritual to literal of many ethnic and esoterical and occult groups throughout the ages. The original Temple of Solomon held the greatest treasure of the Jews, including the Ark of the Covenant, the Table of Moses, and the famous 10-branch golden candelabra, and the sacred records and writings of the Jewish people. Let's go to the temple diagram.
I hope the link comes up soon.
What? The data from the floor plan cannot be retrieved. Link down. Requests entered for data to be sent as soon as host is back online. What peer-to-peer service? Sweet Jesus. Literally. Damn. That gave us a point, too. That is so amazing. Okay. Write some things down about this. Four to one. It's the 4 quartets to 1 queen. The quartet, sorry, to 1 queen. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look up Saint Vincent. A theologian who lived in the 5th century and wrote the definitive book on how to define heresy and heretics. Okay. Also, guys, I don't know if there's any D&D players here, but that gotta be stopped. I found another set of dice that I really like. And I'm thinking about it because they have skulls on them, kind of. They're so cool looking. They show them if you get them. I don't know if I will. They would. I don't have any sharp edge die, which is not necessary at all. I actually really like smooth edge, like a rounded edge. I don't need another set. I really don't, but I really like them. They're very me, I think. They're basically black resin with like skulls on them, and then the legends are like a really light baby pink. It's super cool. They're super cool. Okay. We're gonna read that section again.
16 form the center, and the center forms 16. I pray to St. Paul for direction, and he answers with a simple gesture. Here is the reconstruction to which so many noble minds were dedicated. I look to the book of the Hermit for reassurance.
Temple of Solomon.
The numbers they give me confirm the truth. What strange mystery is concealed in the new Temple of Solomon, built by the children of St. Vincent?
The children of St. Vincent must be, like, if he was a theologian who defined heresy, then it must be children of that were those who are against heretical action. So, like the Catholic Church, those who uphold, like those either against the Knights Templar, those who are against, these secret societies that uphold these things. So I would assume it's the Catholic Church. The new Temple of Solomon, what I wonder is, he looks to the Book of the Hermit. And the Hermit, like we said, is St. Anthony, and he fled to a certain area in nearby, the Reims. So I wonder if that location is pertinent. Also, I can look up St. Paul. With a simple gesture, he gave direction, which is, like, interesting. But what's St. Paul's deal? We can't read about Paul? No Paul. Paul is out of here. Shit. Okay, well, let's keep reading. Okay, Libra time.
And still, my task has not ended. Still, a bit of curtain blocks the light. Something must complete the message. Something which will give us entry into the abyss. Truth and falsehood battle in my head until I hear their message. It is the number of our patron sky traveler and that of a famous seal. The soul of the matter is evident to me now. At the intersection of the many, I lay down one rigid arm, and the others scatter around the crown like jewels. At last, the queen is adorned for her coronation.
The diadem. The queen of the... I wrote it down. The queen of the castle. And still my task is not ended. Okay. It is in the number of our patron sky traveler, and that of a famous seal. Well, so far, looking up these all caps words has led to interesting things. So if I just look up soul, the belief in a spirit form that survives death is almost universal, though its ultimate fate is a matter of dispute. The human soul is often represented by an egg, or in some cult traditions, the hexagram. The Cathars represented the soul of white, as a white and black triangle overlapped, which formed a hexagram. The black and white divisions indicated the Cathar notion of duality. Okay, so this relates, of course, to the chessboard, black and white, and the soul consisted of equal parts of the divine, the circle, and the earthbound, the square, or carnal yearnings. Okay, so the hexagram obviously comes up. Star of David. We actually got to it. Six-pointed star. The symbol has had many meanings over the centuries. In Gnostic tradition, it represented duality, and usually shown as one white upward and a dark downward. In other words, like the Chinese Tao, it is a symbol of equality or duality of light and dark, spiritual and matter. It was then adopted by the Rosicrucians and became their symbol for a man's nature or soul. The six-pointed star is also the seal of Solomon and has become the symbol of the Jewish faith. Yes. So what's interesting is that it explicitly says they're overlapped. Like, I imagine it can manifest other ways, but... I need to read this part again because it's very strange to me. Like, all of this is, but this part... the Libra part in particular.
And still, my task has not ended. Still, a bit of curtain blocks the light. Something must complete the message. Something which will give us entry into the abyss. Truth and falsehood battle in my head until I hear their message. It is the number of our patron sky traveler and that of a famous seal. The soul of the matter is evident to me now. At the intersection of the many, I lay down one rigid arm, and the others scatter around the crown like jewels. At last, the queen is adorned for her coronation.
So, the number of our patron sky traveler, is that referring to Ra, being that it is the god of the sun, and his number is 6? And that of a famous seal, the only other number that I think has come up is a number 4, which relates to the Quaternity and also St. Michael and the 4 angels. 6 and 4 would give us 10, which is maybe important, but would that come up as like a coordinate? Like we have to add 10 to a coordinate or add these numbers to a coordinate? Like I know we have access to this map that maybe we can use. The famous seal is weird to me because seal, I assume, is referring to a symbol, like a seal that's used on like you know, the king's seal, the kingdom's seal. It's like a symbol or a picture that is representative of an entity or a concept. The soul of the matter is evident to me now. Also important that it said the soul is represented also by an egg, similarly to being born. At the intersection of the many, I lay down one rigid arm, okay, and the others scattered around the crown like jewels. One rigid arm and one scattered. I assuming the queen adorned means the light hits her, or the light hits where it needs to hit. I'm gonna write down rigid arm. And others scatter around crown like jewels. I think it says others. Multiple arms? Highlighting some things in my notes. Okay. Keep going.
3 is the Trinity and the separation of the spheres. The 3 which are the 4 are the divisions of the temple. I began my journey in the shadows and completed it in the light. I had marked the site at last, there in the center of the most sacred space. At the summit of the mountain, the place stood out in the brilliance of the midday sun. It was guarded by the 3 knights' towers, the rooks, on the circuit of the divine horsemen of the abyss.
3 is the Trinity in the separation of the spheres. The 3, which are the 4, are the divisions of the temple. Okay. I began my journey in the shadows and completed it in the light. I had marked the site at last, there in the center of the most sacred space. Summit of the mountain, the place stood out in the brilliance of the midday sun. So it's like a new location. Guarded by 3 knights' towers, the rooks. We'll look up rooks for sure, and we might look up Trinity. Can also so a castle-shaped playing piece in the game of chess can also refer to birds or towers. How many towers are in this town? There's one for sure that we've been to. Any group of 3 in particular, the denotation of the Trinity in Christianity is the 3 in 1 Godhood, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. I grew up with Holy Spirit. I know Ghost. I know people call it that too. Separation of the spheres, okay. Began my journey in the shadows and completed it in the light. Okay, I think I'm gonna write that down too. The summit of the mountain, the place stood in brilliance of the midday sun. That might be important. I don't know what this says. This isn't a zodiac sign I'm familiar with, but it says something else. Or Fiscus? I don't know what it says.
At the window of the ruined house, I looked across the trees denuded by autumn. Close to me, a presence, its feet in the water, like one who has just received the mark of baptism. I recalled the inscription, Et in Arcadia ego, blank, blank, blank. Through some selfish inspiration, I found the missing three. The dust settled, and I saw at last. Curses, I know the truth. He is there, dead. The broken bread lies forgotten beneath the altar.
Does this go back to, like, just the firstborn being sacrificed in pieces, being there dead, only one piece of him is there dead? In Arcadia ego. Through some selfish inspiration, I found the missing three. Trees denuded by autumn might be important. Based on the region, like, across that kind of maybe places it. If we're to assume that at the window of the ruined house is referring to the same place of the same place as the one that stood in brilliance on top of the mountain, the summit of the mountain at the midday sun. I'm wrapping. I'm just guessing that if that's the same, then it maybe is close to autumn trees. Close to me is a presence, its feet in the water, like one who has just received the mark of baptism. Can that be referring to the Magdalene? In Arcadia ego, blank, blank, blank. The broken bread lies forgotten on the altar. What that reminds me of is talking about the substantiation in Catholic Mass. You break... Hello, Caleb. Welcome. About turning the bread and wine into the body of blood. The broken bread lies forgotten. It never became the body of Christ, essentially. Also, you're joining in while we're trying to tackle this crazy riddle. I just hydrated, so hopefully we can keep reading. Also, close to me is a presence, its feet in the water. I wonder if, because it mentions Arcadia, its feet dipping into the stream, which is into forbidden knowledge. Just one who receives the mark of baptism. Does it say Ophiuchus? I don't know. I actually couldn't read it. If that's what it says, that's so helpful. I don't know what that means, but if you do, please let me know. I think that that looks kind of right for the script, so hopefully that's what it is. This isn't gonna bring anything? Yeah. It's a large constellation that translates to the Serpent Bearer. In Greek, it's depicted in star charts as a man grasping a large snake. That's crazy! This document, yeah, it's a snake. Okay, it's snake related. This document is called Le Serpent Rouge, the red serpent. So the Serpent Bearer having its own section among all these other constellations is interesting. I'm gonna write that down in here. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna read the next section.
But the worst is yet to come. How many have pillaged the house, using the most sacred for purposes most foul? I turn north. Facing me, I see unwinding endless by its coils, the enormous red serpent mentioned in the documents, rigid and bitter. The huge unleashed beast at the foot of the White Mountain becomes scarlet with greed and drunk with stolen and profaned communion. Deliver me out of the mire.
The foot of the White Mountain becomes scarlet with greed and drunk with stolen and profaned communion. Stolen communion. Stolen blood is what that translates to me. If we read about the fact that many rituals depict taking the blood of another entity or another person to obtain its attributes, the red serpent to me is taking... Red serpent, whatever that may represent, taking the blood of the descendant or blood of some figure to obtain their attributes, which would then be a stolen communion. I turn north. Okay, I have to write down north. Turn north from whatever point that is. Pillage the house of... Could be the House of Solomon, the new temple? We know the Seal of Solomon, I think, is the hexagram. Let's look up red serpent in this, which I don't know what it will yield, but... Nothing. But if we look up... The House of the Zodiac used in addition to the 12 by ancient astrologers. The constellation represents Ophiuchus, is Asclepius, which can be found between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Asclepius was the Greek god of medicine and is represented by a serpent and a staff. Got it! From whence came the caduceus symbol still used in modern medicine. Ophiuchus, the astrological sign, is also represented with a snake and is called the serpent holder. Fantastic. The serpent holder, who that would be? It's much like the Aquarius, the water bearer, the serpent holder. Okay, deliver me out of the mire. That, I doubt, every time it's a sentence, not much comes up. Deliver me out of the mire. Can I look up what that mire means again? That's what I said, Boop. I was saying it's like, this would be a perfect stream to sleep to. Wet, spongy earth as of a bog or... Bog? I said mog. I meant to say bog or marsh. I just mixed the two. They're bogging on me. My goodness, hold on. Mire... I dozed off like 4 times. Get some rest. I think it's a massive compliment for people to rest to my streams. You sleep to my streams? That is so sweet. I don't know if there's a bog nearby, but just in case. Deep mud or slush. Ew. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of just like a reading stream so far. Okay. I have not fully dissected this part yet, but I want to read this one.
I am aware of the scent of the perfume which impregnates the sepulchre of the one I must release, cursing the profane in their ashes, and those who follow their ways, returning from the darkness while making the gesture of horror at the abyss into which I had plunged. Here is the proof that I knew the secret seal of Solomon, and I had visited the secret places of the queen, who watches over the king.
Multiple.
Take heed, my friend. Do not add or take away 1 iota. Think and think again. The base lead of my words may contain the purest gold. Let he who has the understanding use it with wisdom.
Okay. The scent of perfume which impregnates the sepulchre. I don't know what that means. I'm looking it up because I don't know words. A place of burial. A receptacle for religious relics, especially in an altar. It's like a crypt. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Dude, I'm fucking crashing out. Do it. Um, Seal of Solomon, I do think is referring to the hexagram, which is the secret version. Okay, so what really stands out to me in this section is the places of the queen who watches over the king. To me, that really solidifies the multiple, or in my mind at least, the multiple churches that have a depiction of the Magdalene with a skull is the multiple locations where possibly the dismembered body of the firstborn sacrifice is. Maybe. And I'm going to take this person's word. Do not take away add or take away one iota. Yes, let he who has understanding use it with wisdom. We have ads coming up, and during the ads, I'm just going to look at my notes, take some more, and we'll be back. Get some sleep. I'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Oh my gosh. There's been a lot of reading and a lot of taking notes, but we're back. There's a lot written down, trust me, but we're gonna try to sort this out best we can. So, we've cataloged what we think is going on overall in what is written. How goes the red serpentine? I've just finished, or kind of just finished going through and reading each section and taking notes on each of the searchable terms, reading each of them as Grace and as me multiple times. And I have some preliminary hypotheses for some aspects of this. I'm trying to hold your advice true, Moritz, that the order of this matters, which even as I read through this, it read like a order of events. So I'm understanding that things are in a certain order for a reason. Yeah. I just finished writing a lot of stuff down, so I'm like synthesizing it for a second, or at least trying to. The biggest thing that was exciting for me at the very end is in this section, I had visited the secret places of the queen who watches over the king. So I'm curious if that relates to the multiple churches that have a Magdalene depicted with a skull, and if that then goes back to relates to the concept of the first fruits and dismembered firstborn sacrifice, if there is a piece of a descendant or something, that, yes, the first passage looked highlighted, for sure, which is very helpful. The Aquarius one looked brighter than all of them. I'm curious if the fact that it explicitly states multiple places is going to relate to, like I said, the relation of Osiris and Isis and the dismemberment of Osiris, as well as the practice in Egyptian sacrifice of dismembering a firstborn. So what's really nice is I'm really glad that you pointed out that it's not just like it's active. Like it's not just like I thought as I read each section they were going to light up, but it's very cool that this is active and it's like, hey, this is what you got to do, which is very helpful. So I'm pretty sure this relates, all of it does, but this explicitly relates to the sunlight phenomenon and the direction that the sun is going to have to move in. I'm going to read it one more time.
In my arduous search, I was trying to hack away with my sword through the dense vegetation of the woods like some pawn of destiny. I wanted to reach the place of the sleeping beauty, in which some poets can see the queen of a lost kingdom. Desperate to find the way, I laid down the path of Ra and was illuminated.
Yeah, it's a lovely, she has a lovely voice. It's very nice. I'm just looking around the map really quick. I need to get my bearings for all this. The names of certain spots. What I'm gonna do is actually wait, before I do anything, I'm gonna save the game because we've gotten points from looking up things, so I want to save. I just realized I had it after through all of that. Oh, I'm just now thinking about how the grid is gonna maybe come into play. There's this 8x8. There's for the actual temple, it's the, what is it, 120 by 30 cubits, the 4x1. Okay. Not sure if that will matter, but... Oh, I forgot, that's the one where you... really quick also. Hold on. I need to open to the first page again of my notes. Okay. I didn't write many notes for the first section. I mostly wrote about Raw in general. But that's okay. Is it says dawn at the church, turn towards the chateau. The Roz number is 6, which I think is gonna matter for sure. Also, wait. Can I look at my... Yeah, I can. We also have this cipher, but I don't know if this is gonna matter right now. Shepherdess is... there was a mention of shepherd within shepherds in the paper. Okay. I'm gonna look at this though.
All this stuff is interesting, but I'm not sure how to use it.
I get it. So it says turning towards it, you'll see the sun right on the ruins. Yes. Also in line with this, no, not maybe in line, but similar location. Oh, the square and circle is going to be very important too. For sure. Oh, the hermit is down here. What was that again? Hold on. Virgo.
16 form the center, and the center forms 16. I pray to St. Paul for direction, and he answers with a simple gesture. Here is the reconstruction to which so many noble minds were dedicated. I look to the Book of the Hermit for reassurance. The numbers they give me confirm the truth. What strange mystery is concealed in the new Temple of Solomon, built by the children of St. Vincent?
Okay. Hello, Dizzy. Welcome in. I'll tell you how it's going. It is brain-racking time. We are currently doing the probably longest, most in-depth puzzle of this game. And I'm really hoping that we can make a little bit of progress tonight. Most of the stream has just been reading and taking notes, which is lovely and kind of hard on my throat, but not too bad. So yeah, that's what's been up. I hope you've been doing well today. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... Sorry, I was checking my tabs. I was closing my tabs because I looked up a meaning of a couple words in this. The sepulcher I looked up. I still have the ghosts in the... Okay, I'm just closing some things because I had a lot of tabs up. Oops. That's okay. What I'm gonna do... Do you think this is... Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. I always click the wrong thing. I'm gonna go to the church. I think the church is open. I want to go to the church because for the first section is the one that's highlighted that we're on. I really think it's all about the path of the sun, that sunlight phenomenon. So I'm just curious if maybe we can at least look there first, and then I can come back and use the map. If that ends up working out. Let's see. We had a nice hot bath. Oh my gosh, I am a bath enthusiast. I love taking baths. So I hope it was nice. I had a really nice one yesterday after I got home from the beach.
That's the door to the Abbe's house. Nice.
Would he know anything?
I don't think any...
No. Fuck. Fuck. Damn. Yes. Let's go in the church. Maybe I can knock on the door to his office. Okay, hold up. It is black and white.
That's the
Okay.
Abbe's office.
I hope you're having a good lunch, Moritz. What are you eating? If you don't mind
Hello?
sharing.
Abbe Arnaud?
Come in.
Miss Nakimura, good evening.
Hi. I was looking around town tonight. It's a beautiful church.
Thank you. Please sit down.
He's got a chessboard! Homemade spaghetti, let's go. Tasty. Cat with George Lucas. Okay. Oh god.
I was reading about the Magdalene statue in the church pamphlet.
Interesting, isn't it? All 4 of the Magdalene statues still exist.
So, were they related to the local Magdalene cult?
It is possible, but Magdalene has not been represented with a skull anywhere else in the Languedoc. Besides, Saunier placed that statue so prominently, some believe that everything he did in the church relates to the treasure somehow.
Do you think there's a buried treasure around here?
I know there is, my child.
The church pamphlet talks about a sunrise line on July 22nd. Does that really happen?
Oh yes, if you stand at the church and look east, the sun rises directly over Chateau de Blanchefort.
Was that intentional, do you think?
Mademoiselle, but of course.
But that would mean someone had to choose the location of Blanchefort quite deliberately. It is younger than the church, isn't it?
But you see, Blanchefort and the church were built on far older ruins. Have you considered the church site, too, may have been positioned deliberately? It would not be the first time the ancients played with light and astronomy. Look at Stonehenge or the Great Pyramids.
Suppose so.
I wonder who that is. Is he a friend of yours?
Oh yes, I have the privilege to know him. He is Francois, the present Duke of Lorraine. Do you know the
They also
family?
think they're descendants.
I've heard of it.
Well, naturally.
That was in the book, one of the families.
A chessboard. Now what does that remind me of? Ah, of course! The church floor!
It's the
Black and
mistletoe
white
and stab,
tiles.
Gabriel. Yes! It'll fix everything. We'll wake up and everything will be fine. It's the one time in the past they said no harm will come to you. Assured. So crazy.
It's the Abbe's phone.
I gotta get up to look at the phone.
That door must lead into the parsonage. What a weird setup.
Alright, thanks for chatting, but I gotta scoot. Okay, so he says it's fully intentional, like 100%. He also, so he said that it's the line between the church and Blanchefort, and that there's 4 Magdalene statues. We know that because it's this church and including the 3 other churches that have it. So that's also gotta be key, for sure. I'm gonna go... You have something else to say? I guess not. Yeah. I'm gonna go back.
I better get going. Thanks, Abbe Arnaud.
It's a pleasure to be of service, mademoiselle.
He doesn't seem very, like, suspicious at all. As in, like, suspicious of us, excuse me. He might be suspicious on his own, but...
This Magdalene imagery is really interesting. It's gotta be related to the local mystery somehow.
Find a homeless person and drug them with medical alcohol to steal his money, as the druids intended. You bet. You betcha. As the fucking druids intended.
That's Asmodeus, demon guardian of lost treasure.
Hey, Grace is really sure about that.
The pamphlet says it means, by this sign shall you win him or it. Wonder if it could be referring to the treasure.
Hey. Okay, I'm not gonna go back. No, I went the wrong way. Go that way. Okay. I've been wiki crawling all night, guys. You have no idea. I think I do need to use the map to connect those points. I really think so. The red cross is there.
Very cool.
A straight line marked between the 2 points intersects with the meridian and points. Okay, yeah, so those extend. There. Okay, nice. Is that... Yes, we're on the next section. Okay, cool. Okay, Pisces section. Okay. I'm gonna have her read it again.
I was further aided by the parchments of my friend. They murmur of the lady. Long ago her name was Isis, queen of the benevolent springs. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Others knew her as Magdalene with the celebrated vows of healing balm. The initiated knew her to be the Lady of the Lake and Notre Dame de Cross. The circle is the ring, and the crown forms the diadem of the queen of the castle.
Okay, so there's 4 names given for this figure. Isis, Magdalene, Lady of the Lake, and Notre Dame de Cross. There are 4 churches that have statues depicting her with a skull. The circle is the ring, and the crown forms the diadem of the queen of the castle. I do think we're gonna need to plot all these. This is the circle of heaven. I think maybe there'll be points on it that'll create a circle, while we might get a square elsewhere on the map. I'm gonna... Can I quick save on this? Okay, I can. Sick. We have the names of those churches. I'm gonna see if I can place those and if those do anything here. It might be too soon for that. I actually don't know, but I'm gonna still give it a shot. Okay, I have the names. We need here. We need here. It might not be a circle per se, but we're gonna see. Several linkage patterns available. Need further suggestions. Try using shapes or entering more points. Okay, yes, ma'am.
I don't think I'm ready for that shape yet.
Maybe a triangle there, but including... Not sure if I need to mark that again. Parchment of my friend. Okay. Good thing. Yeah, good thing we got this map. You truly wouldn't be able to proceed without it. Yeah? I don't know. Oh, we do have a circle. Was that just placed there? Can I move it? Oh, I can. Nice. I can make it bigger too. Not sure if this is right here, but I was allowed to use it, which is cool. Nice!
Incredible!
Yay!
It's Magdalene's crown. I'll write those coordinates down. It looks like they're at l'Ermitage.
Yes! Okay, cool. The 4 points are linked perfectly by a circle. The coordinates are at circle center. Okay. Did she actually write them down? Yes, she did! Grace! That's my diva. Magdalen's crown, yep.
These numbers give the exact latitude and longitude of any given point on the map. It would be great if I could coordinate them with the exact latitude and longitude out in the valley itself, but how?
Time to steal this lady's equipment. Also, guys, and TikTok, yes, things have moved and people might have changed by now, which is a kind of concerning to me. I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm going downstairs. Will this stay here? Wait, can I ask? Moritz, if you know, if I leave, will this stay here? She wrote down the coordinates, so I suppose it's fine. But I'm just curious. You know. Yeah, L'Hermitage appears to be the center, or close to it. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this on my own computer, just in case it doesn't save. Yes, your progress saves. Thank you so much. That's so good to know. I'm gonna go downstairs. We did eavesdrop on those fuckers earlier. I wonder if they're going somewhere.
I'm ready. Does anyone want to go out?
Oh
we could
my
drive to the
God.
bar at Rennes-le-Bain.
Sure.
What about Grace?
Oh, she's busy with her research. She'll be in the room for... Oh, hey, Grace. Want to go to Rennes-les-Bains with us?
No, thank you.
See, told ya.
Maybe I'll hang out too.
We need you, right, Madeline?
Of course. Do come with us, please.
All right. Grace, see ya.
Don't work too hard. Get some dinner.
Wow, you really look after me.
Oh, you bet. Jerk.
She got out her leather pants. Good for her. Good for her. I'm gonna... What's happening over here?
Buonanotte, signori Vaza.
Oh, they're
Good
drinking
evening.
together.
Would you care for some wine?
No, thank you. I may have some water in a bit.
What are you drinking? It's a fucking huge glass. That glass is huge. Is that just me? Or very wide? Massive. Gabe is so funny. He doesn't want anyone else to have Grace, but can't. Literally, it's fucking infuriating. Mega pint. Hello, Pavel. What the hell?
At least Bukele has Emilio to keep him company.
What's he got in there? He's really swirling that thing. He does look like a villain. He does. Hello, Dark. Welcome in.
At least Bukele has Emilio to keep him company.
Also, guys, I'm getting a little bit hungry, so probably at next ad break, I will get some food. So the next ad break might be a little bit longer. Should I talk to them? Should I interrupt his drinking? I think he's processing. Yeah, I think he is. That's a good interpretation.
I don't have anything brilliant to say to them at the moment.
Grace, you're always brilliant.
I don't have
Diva,
anything brilliant to say
anything
to
you
them
say
at the
will be
moment.
brilliant. I love her so much. She's one of the first video game characters I see myself in, and she's way cooler than me for sure. Yeah, exactly, Moritz. He's like, my response to this will be to distance myself from the one person that I have been kind of encouraging subtly, not so subtly, to stick around because I know that I need her. And his way of processing that is like going back to his behavior before even starting this journey of being a Schottenjäger. And it's pulling away and escaping and retreating while she's like, I'm still here, bitch. And if you keep doing that and you don't come to terms with how to communicate or whatever, maybe I'll be gone. I don't know. Lot to say. Use the table. Sit on the table.
Don't have time.
Where's Wilkes? Wasn't he down here before? Or no, am I thinking of the previous chapter? He's not here. Where is he?
They still look a little shook up from this afternoon.
Is he in his room, maybe? Maybe I can eavesdrop there.
How you feeling, Lady Howard? Better, I hope.
Oh, don't remind me. Such horrors. One takes a vacation for ease, for comfort. What does one find? Horrors!
Don't think about it, Lily.
I'm sorry. How's dinner? The tomato sauce smells divine.
Oh, I do believe I'll be ill.
Lily, please. Have some water, there's a good girl. Thank you for stopping by, Miss Nakamura.
Sure. Sorry. Bye.
I'm gonna see if he's upstairs. Oh, he's drinking something now. Different kind of glass. Is that water, he said? Sorry, I'm just fascinated by how big his wine glass is. Then he has like a beaker. He has like a beaker of water. Is he gonna drink it though?
At least Bukele has Emilio to keep him company.
Sorry, this shouldn't be that interesting to me, but it just is. Okay. Slurp. Slurpin'. Delicious. So he doesn't want to drink with him. That's fine. I don't think... So it seems like Emilio is vegetarian and also abstains from alcohol. He also has like ancient Aramaic books in his room and has a picture of Jesus. It also kind of looks like how I would think Jesus would look in real life. Hey, buddy. Also love his vest. Huge fan. Alright, so he's kind of like swirling it, drinking. He's just sipping every so often. Well, I'll leave them alone. I'm gonna go check Wilkes's room, see if like I can eavesdrop, because like where the fuck is he? Maybe he's asleep? What is this time block though? It's 5 to 10, so by now it's probably like the clock ticked, so it's probably 7 or 8? Maybe? That's my best guess, but I don't know. Wilkes is in room 23. Let's see if he's in there, because I have not seen him. Yes, to face Mecca to pray. Yes, yes, yes.
No one's in there.
Which makes sense. And they do comment on him being, Muslim. So if he's not in his room... Yeah, I'm not sure about vegetarianism either. I know, like, maybe he would eat halal, but perhaps it's just simplified by saying he's vegetarian? I don't know. Oh, sorry, I clicked out. Yeah, him not drinking makes perfect sense in that context for sure. Okay, let's check if the next section is highlighted. It is! Okay, sick. Okay, so my instinct for this, by the way, is it's gonna be... It's square time for the map. That's my guess. Okay, let's read it again.
The Queen's Guard is the Quaternity, they who stand watch over the Guardian. I look to the north and the west, then the south and the east, and everywhere I see them, their shining swords held out to meet each other. Saint Michael and his brothers with their feet rooted in the earth, they surround the IS that none may harm her, and stand pressed against her in a way that Pythagoras would have approved.
I really hope this is it. Really hope so. I was just closing a window. I had the screenshot of the map up, so because I know the progress saved, I just closed it. Okay, so files, map. Yes, okay. My guess is it's time for the square, which if squaring the circle means having the circle on the inside, I'm gonna try to bring it around.
I'm sure that square is the right size, but I'm not sure what angle it's at in relation to the meridian. Maybe Taurus can help.
Oh, wait, you're right. Grace is right. It might be a tilted square. Let's check.
In the sanctuary is the font, Fountain of Love of Those Who Believe, reminding us of these words, "By this sign you will conquer." I understand this now. The four are the stuff of the alchemist's laboratory, and their cant reflects the light in harmony with their queen.
Okay.
And yet the angels hold tight the secret of the angle that is the key to the kingdom. My friend knows the secret, but wisely he hides the fruit among the chaff, that the treasure not be lost to the infidels.
The angle. Something could be canted to the side. What if the square is canted this way, perhaps? I don't know. It's a little big. Maybe not. I thought I can rotate it is cool, though. Can I move it? No, I can only rotate it now. There's a specific direction. Maybe I jumped too soon to thinking it was just going to be tilted. Hold up. The four are the stuff of alchemist's library, and their cant reflects the light and harmony with their queen. Light and harmony. The circle and the canted square were said to be similar, both representing heaven. And yet, the angels hold tight to the secret of the angle. It's the key to kingdom. Friend knows the secret, but he wisely hid the fruit among the chaff. The fruit among the chaff. The firstborn among the rest. Sure wish... So the question is, by rotating it, will one of the corners hit a certain point that maybe is important? Or maybe it's like an intersection? There's not that many intersecting spots at the moment, though, so it's a little hard for me to guess. It's never overlap with the tomb. That's not necessary. Maybe let's just do the canted one and then we'll do the analysis. No, okay. Oh, Dark, thank you for taking notes. Yeah, what's just odd to me is I can't, like, change the size of this anymore. Which is kind of interesting. Sorry guys, I'm just... Actually no, I don't need to say sorry. I'm just trying to solve this, and I appreciate the patience. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you, thank you. So if I put it in as a square and it was like, maybe that's it, but it's not. But I'm curious if I need to like erase it and add a new one. What if I need to put the square on the inside? I'm just gonna test that.
I think that's right.
Okay,
I
never
don't
mind.
want to erase it.
I agree, Hurl. I do agree. I agree that it's right. Just don't know what angle it wants me to have it at. I tried an intersection where one of the line crosses over Poussin's tomb. That isn't mentioned in Tourist, but I know it comes up later, so... I know order matters, though, so let's just check one more time. Looking at over the computer in the docks makes me think of the root trees are dead. I've heard that before. Hold on. It's a game, yeah? Yeah, it is a game. It's a genealogical mystery. Hey, this is a genealogical mystery. This game was cool. That's so neat. If I ever play it, it's cool to know that it's kind of similar to what's happening to this computer. They're canted, the direction, the rotation. The angels hold tight the secret of the angle that is the key to the kingdom. Knows the secret, but he hides the fruit among the chaff. The treasure is not lost. The fruit. Is it overlapping with... It can't overlap with the Ceres, because I know it's... Maybe it can. Dang, I was thinking like the grapes Montreux was talking about like breeding, reproduction. It relates to the grapes. I know that's not in the Serpent Rouge, but I was just thinking if it overlapped with that, maybe, but I guess not. Guess not. Kind of surprised it isn't just like this way. Like that's not what it wants of me. Maybe I need to add points with it, not just a shape. Perhaps? Maybe I'm missing that aspect of it. And if that's the case, maybe Ceres is a point that I need to add. It's close. It's on the circle almost, but maybe not. I'm not sure if that's note, but maybe. There's just not much along these edges, necessarily. What am I missing? The fruit section, I think, is the thing that's throwing me. I'm gonna go back to my notes of this section. I can't resize it. All I can do is rotate it. I know I've said that a couple times, but it's just of note to me. Hmm. There's just so few points it can overlap with, which maybe overlapping doesn't matter, but then, like, what would the directionality be based on at all? Like, just be arbitrary, I guess. Hmm. What I'm also thinking is the fruit mention. I know it's about firstborns in a way, but I'm just like, I really... Maybe I need to leave. I don't know. I really don't know how to rotate it. I truly think it relates to this Eris. I think it has to. Fruit firstborn. He refers to his firstborn son Enoch when you talk to him. He talks about reading and what does this say again? Blue apples. Is that grapes? Hold up.
Taurus says, my friend hides the fruit among the chaff.
Yeah.
If the blue apple's bit is the fruit, perhaps the piece 681 by the cross and this horse of God part is the chaff. In other words, a red herring. So, I complete this spirit guardian, okay, that must be the square, at midday or to the meridian, blue apples. Blue apples. That's what the old lady at Chateau de
That is
Serres
what she said.
She meant grapes. Could blue apples be referring to vineyards? Serres itself?
I appreciate hint, but no thanks. I am good. I think it has to have a point here. It truly has to. It's just, is there another point? You know what I mean? There's another one. There's got to be another one. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Wait, the meridian. Hold up. That's the other point. Right? You think? Hold on. Can I save? Okay, cool. I can. The question is... That mark does overlap with all of them, so I'm gonna move the square to overlap with all of them. What I want to do... Hold on. The clock didn't tick... I don't know if anybody remembers. Evie, I don't know if you remember this. I'm only calling upon you because you just chatted. Did the clock tick after I did the Taurus section, which is when I put the... Sorry, when I did the last section when I just put the square on? I'm curious after each section if the clock would tick, and I should go check what's going on with people. I think so. Oh, it did? Okay, shit. I'm gonna... Wait. I'm gonna save my thoughts. I'm gonna leave and see if anything has changed, because I want to do that after each part, just in case. I did just save so we can go back, if that's important. If it didn't, even if it didn't, I want to try this. Oh.
I'm simply not up for another boring night in our room. I realize this is not the Riviera, but surely something can be done.
A little quiet would be good for you after today's excitement. And we can go over the...
No, not that. My brain hurts already. I say there, Signore Buchelli. Are you up for bridge?
Con molto piacere. It would be a pleasure.
Now what about a fourth? You there, miss... Oh, bother.
Why are we yelling?
It's Grace.
I don't know.
Of course it is. Won't you join us at bridge, Grace?
Oh, no, thank you. Why don't you ask...
What about Mr. Wilkes? Where is Mr. Wilkes?
I was just wondering that myself, Signora. I
Oh,
haven't seen
it's
him
weird. I
since he left the
commented on that
hotel
too.
this afternoon.
What a bother. How unsociable people are these days. No manners whatsoever. I say, Mr. Barzer, would you join us?
I would be happy to oblige.
Bridge time. Her posture makes me laugh every time. Oh my god. Have fun, everyone. I will not be joining you, but I will eavesdrop and watch you do it because I'm curious. Okay, bye. I wasn't expecting that, but okay. See ya, everybody. Have a nice day. I'm gonna leave. I'll go to the church or something and come back and see if I can see them playing. I think that'd be funny. I actually do want to go back to the church because another reason I want to check the church, hold up, is the 4 are the stuff of alchemy, the alchemist laboratory. And their cant reflects the light. What I want to see is, it mentions the 4 angel symbols by the Osmodius statue. I want to see if they're holding something that is maybe of note. Oh!
I think these 4 angels are mentioned in the Serpent Rouge.
Yeah, it has to.
I bet this is the statue Taurus mentions.
Yes, it has to be.
Those angels' gestures might not be what they appear. Let me see if I can figure it out.
Yep. Yes. This is so cool. If this is close to what it is.
It's a tilted square.
Yes, it is! That's the cant I was looking at too, to track over the vineyard. It was kind of at that angle. Oh my god. This is crazy. This is the dopamine that video games can provide. I'm just saying. Okay. Wow. Save. We're only at Taurus too. This is gonna get absolutely wacko. I know it. Okay. Let's check if they're playing bridge. I hope they are. One sec. I still have to keep that tab open for the one game. Oh yes, they're playing. Lovely.
Yeah, they really.
Oh no. Oh, I can play.
They seem to be enjoying themselves.
Epic save. Thank you. How do you play bridge? Does anybody know? I've never played bridge. Mine.
I don't want to interrupt their game.
Also, Caleb, I love the late save emote. I've been watching a lot of the World Cup, which is funny.
I have got other things to do.
I love that the play option is there. It got my hopes up. That's why I saved, because I was like, what if I can play at least a round? That'd be fun. I don't know how, but I would try. Okay. Time to map these points. I do think I'm on to something with this. I really hope that I've got something. Alright, let's see. So, add points. 1 here, and 1 here.
To the meridian blue apples.
Yes!
In other words, to the meridian from the vineyard.
Yeah!
Yes, that must be it.
Yes! Oh, more people have moved. Okay, exciting. Save again. Let me check my inventory and then we'll go downstairs. Okay, these 2 are 1. Gemini and Cancer are 1. I guess Gemini having twins, it's gonna take, being twins, it's gonna take Cancer to have it be his second half or something. I don't know. Hello, Shane. Welcome in. I'm actually doing... Let me explain. It's kind of the GOG version. I'm not playing this on an old PC. I am playing this on a fan-made reconstruction of the original game's engine. I'm happy to link it in chat. I have the version on GOG. That's what I purchased the game on. And, but I have a... Basically what this engine does is I believe it links to the assets from the purchased game that I have. It's been a while since I've done it, but it's essentially the GOG version, but the engine has been remade. The person who made it, it's been absolutely super smooth. I've only had 1 crash, and It's possible to get all points. I will not get all points this playthrough, but I'm gonna pull it up because I think it's awesome, and I found it on the Adventure Games Reddit a while ago. We do have ads coming up, so let me share that as quickly as possible. Yes, here it is. I will share the GitHub link to this person's engine. If you're curious, if this is just me babbling, feel free to ignore. But that's the game's engine that I'm playing it on. But this is, I own the GOG version. So no old PC today, so. But welcome in. We're in the middle of Le Serpent Rouge puzzle. And I'm loving it. Yeah, no problem. I highly recommend it. It's been smooth so far. There's windowed options. There's even, you can always access like the debug menu, which is really nice. And yeah, I think it's great. It's lucky that I found it on a whim, and I don't know how stable it is. It hasn't been updated since last October, but so far only maybe one or two crashes for me, maybe. And one of them has been in a predictable space, I think. It's like when I try to save on on the map screen, there's an issue. And I think one other time there was something else, but anyway.
I think the 64 stones represent a chessboard, a grid or perfect cube of 8 by 8 blocks. It must go on the map somehow.
I'm thinking within the square we're gonna have that grid. I'm gonna have her read it one more time.
The mosaic tiles of the sacred place alternate black or white, and Jesus, like Asmodeus, observes their alignment. I can find 64 stones of the perfect cube, which the Knights of the Beauty of the Black Wood had scattered when they fled from the White Fort while they were being pursued by the usurpers. Reassemble the scattered stones and, working with square and compass, put them into ranks. The knightly order of the perfect cube fits within and gives structure to Our Lady's protector, the Heavenly Quartet.
Alright, let's try it.
That's it!
Yeah!
That's the chessboard. Way to go, kid.
Uh-oh. Careful, girly. I didn't go downstairs. I have to reload that save.
Hey, Gailey. You seen Madeline?
Of course. She's under my bed.
Huh? Ah, you're being smart, are you? Well, I just thought she might be with that fella of yours. This is his room too, ain't it?
Yes.
Say, since Madeline's not around, you want to have dinner with me?
No.
Oh, come on. I got some celebrating to do. Hey, I'm gonna be a rich man after what I found today. You play your cards right, you might learn something.
All right. I'll change and meet you downstairs.
Really? Good, I'll,
Her face!
Quit it!
Oh, I hate this. I am gonna have to reload because there was the clock ticking that I didn't respond.
Is this it?
Just like I said, right?
You said you'd explain it to me. I just don't understand all these technical things.
Shouldn't have got me so damn drunk then.
Oh, come on. I'm dying to hear your theory. Now, you said this was taken by satellite?
Damn right.
Seismologists.
Them. Right. They use radar to take satellite pictures all the time. Shows them underground faults and whatnot. No one ever thought to take one here, though, right? So when I sees one of these maps, I says to myself, John, I says, that's the ticket. And I was right, too, huh?
Oh, so the radar bounces off the Earth and the echo is recorded.
What?
I mean, I guess.
Right. So I pays to get one of these pictures done. And baby, I hit the jackpot.
What's this dark area here?
A big old hollow. What you think? Caves, right? But all connected. A huge mother.
So you think this is where the treasure is?
Nah, baby. The treasure's right here.
Oh my god, kill him. He knows Tai Chi, bitch!
Hi. I just got back and I was trying to,
He tried to rape me. That's what
are you doing
happened.
with Wilkes, Grace?
None of your business. And, don't wait up. I'm sure Mosley's back too, and we do have that catching up to do.
And he just turned into a dog? What happened? That audio. Okay! That was crazy. I do want to go back after the ads, though, because we heard a clock tick and I didn't go to check where everyone was. So, we'll be right back after the ads. BRB, everyone. Hello, it's me, Sprout, behind the BRB screen. I have gone and gotten some food for dinner. I'm gonna eat for a little bit, and then when I get back, we're at least gonna start day 3. But we won't go much longer for stream, because we've done a lot today. So give me just a second to eat some. We'll do a little bit and then close out. Hello, chat. I am back. I still have food that I have not finished, but I want to get a little bit of this moving first. We're gonna save. I don't think I'm gonna go back. I mean, the quick save is like I think right before this, so I could. I don't know what would have happened if everyone was still playing bridge and if everyone else was still gone. I think I'm gonna go forward. I don't know what could have happened that might have been more important, but I'm gonna proceed. What should I call this? I know Tai Chi. They sneaking out at 2. We're back playing as Gabe. Yeah, I don't think we'll do much, but I'm just gonna look around, maybe. And I want to make it a habit to just do this all the time. Oh, writing. Someone's scribbling in there. Was that, I think? I guess it's 2 a.m. If someone's awake, it's odd, but it might be unlikely.
I don't think anybody's in there.
So Wilkes isn't in his room.
That's odd. I don't hear anything. Usually he snores up a storm.
So Mosley might not be in his room. Let me open my note page to the next section where I can actually write stuff down. Let's head downstairs. He's asleep. It's cool seeing everything more dim. I don't know why.
She's the night receptionist. I don't want to wake her up.
That's fair. Alright, we gotta go to Larry's house. I kind of want to save it for next time, though. We've done a lot today, and I kind of want to rest my brain a little bit. So I may wait to do this till next time. To go through Gabriel's chapter. I think I am gonna... 2 a.m. with Gabe. 100%. Thank you. Invalid. Thank you, Belle. Thank you, Dark. I appreciate it. Yeah, we've done a lot today. I took some crazy notes and read a lot, and I had a really fun time, to be honest. I really like doing stuff like this and solving big puzzles, so... I'm feeling very happy and proud of myself for what I was able to figure out, and synthesize, while reading through everything and looking at the map. So, I'm really happy, but, thank you guys for joining me today. Let me close the game. And we'll switch back to chatting. Hello everybody, I'm here. Good progress. Thank you, Silver. I appreciate it. I feel like we made good progress. Obviously that's not the entire Red Serpent finished. That's not all of the pieces. So I totally get what Maritz meant by not being able to finish it in one stream. But we at least finished what we could in this time block, which was really, really cool. And I had a really fun time doing it. It didn't make me feel it didn't make me feel stupid, which was cool. Yeah, I really hope it works for you, Shane. I really, really hope it works. I don't quite remember what the installation process was like, but what I will say is if you're like me and like to play games mostly windowed mode, the intro will be in full screen, like the Sierra intro, but once you're in the game, you can go into the settings and window it if you want to. Also, the GOG manual, I think all the controls that you'd find in the manual in the GOG edition still hold true for that engine, the remade engine. So I hope it works. I really hope it does, because so far this game, it's weird and wacky and interesting in many ways, and I'm enjoying it, so I hope you can enjoy it too. I'm gonna figure out who we're gonna raid. I had a great time today, guys. I'm not sure when I'm gonna stream next. Maybe Saturday? Maybe? I was gonna say Friday, but I certainly don't want to speak for Evie, but when I was inquiring about when Evie's next stream might be, he mentioned maybe Friday, and I certainly want to be there and be able to support if I can. So I likely will be around maybe on the weekend. Likely this weekend. Oh, I'm glad. Yes. Yeah, I had a great time. I'm glad I streamed, and I can tell this is definitely the high point of the game so far for me, which was told to me in the past. I still have it in the box and haven't played it for years. Oh, that's so awesome that you have it physically. I would really love to own at least the first Gabriel Knight game physically. I don't have many. I only have one physical version of an adventure game, and it's not even the original. I have the physical version of the remastered Grim Fandango, so not the OG. So I would love to own some more physical copies if I possibly can. That's super cool. I'm really happy that you own it and can play it again, hopefully. But yeah, likely you guys will see me this weekend. If anything changes, you can see what's going on my Discord. If you would like to get live notifs, that's where you do it. I have physical copies for KQ 5, 6, Quest for Glory 4, and Full Throttle. That's awesome! That's so cool! I wonder if Full Throttle has some cool art in the copy. I'm not sure. In the physical copy. I haven't played 1 or 2, only played 3. Oh, wow! Yeah, I've played them all in order. I played 1, then I played the remake of 1, then I played 2, and then played this one. So, I highly recommend the first 2. It's obviously each one is very different. The first one is like classic Sierra pixel art, the second one is an FMV game, and the third one obviously is the 3D experience. But halfway through GK3 playthrough, yes, I also played the remake of 1 with Silver. So I've played the remake of 1 twice, actually. Because I played it on my own, and then I was like, hey, if Silver, you haven't experienced this, let's do it. And that was super fun. That was great to revisit. But yeah. So that's what's up. You guys will likely catch me on the weekend for more GK3. This might end up being the longest adventure game playthrough we've done in terms of streams. I'm not sure, but it certainly has been a long one. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it for the most part. There are some design decisions I think are crazy, some writing decisions where I'm like, huh? But all in all, for a stream experience especially, it's been a really good time. So, yeah, I'm done blathering. I'm gonna find someone to raid. We have Buns playing Bunny Garden 2. I have no clue what Bunny Garden is. Let's see if it's cute. Oh, it's a bunny girl game. She has huge boobs. That's crazy. Good for her. It looks like a game where there's like bunny girls that work at a bar. That's kind of cool. Take care, Shane. Thank you. You're always welcome if you ever want to come hang out. I appreciate it. Catch you next time. Okay, so she's playing that. That's great. Bonnie's playing Morrowind. Cool. Robot Spacer's still playing Legend of Zelda. That's been really fun to watch. I've really enjoyed that. A handful of folks are playing Deltarune on my following, but I'm not sure. I've never even seen Undertale or Deltarune ever in my life. I mean, I've seen it visually, but not what the game contains. So I wouldn't be getting spoiled for anything, but if people want to play the new chapter, I don't want to spoil anybody. So I won't be rating anyone playing Deltarune. But lots of cool folks playing that at the moment. What is this game? What is Mecha Chameleon? I truly don't know what it is. I've been seeing a bunch of people stream it though. Oh, is this the game where you play hide and seek but you can like paint yourself? Yeah, hide and seek. Okay. That makes sense. Mecha and like Osakaben, like dialect in Japanese, means like super or a bunch. So super chameleon is kind of cool. Unless it's mecha, I don't know, but yeah, that's really cool. I've been seeing clips of that, but in the clips I've seen, there's no name for what the game is, so I think I've been confused. Oh, that sounds so fun, Silver. That sounds awesome. Yeah, it seems cool. Now that I know that's what the game is, it's actually really neat. Ooh, Taco Adventure is celebrating 7 years of affiliate and 600 games completed? Is that what it is? Wow, that's so cool! And they're playing one of Silver's faves. Sick. Sorry, I'm really not sure how I want to rate. I'm not sure what kind of vibe I want to continue on. Oh, it was pretty good, Hebe. I decided, the start of the next time block was at 2 a.m. with Gabe, and so it seemed like we're gonna like go out and go to Chester's house and like kind of get some stuff moving in terms of physically. Like actually going out and doing stuff. So I figured let's just save that for next time. So we're figuring out someone to raid at the moment. I can't raid for spoilers. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's super cool that Taco Adventure is celebrating 7 years of affiliate and playing this cool game, but I would like to play that game one day, and though I probably will forget the contents of what I see, as I usually do, it's still better safe than sorry. I think we might raid Buns. I think. Because Buns is always lovely to hang out with, and the game she's playing looks so absurd. So we might do that. We might. I'm always down for new people too. But you know. Chromatic's playing Final Fantasy VII Remake? Cool. Neat. That's funny, Chromatica is a bunny girl, and then Buns is playing a game with bunny girls. Yeah, we're gonna raid Buns because she's a light in the dark. She really is. Here's the raid messages. Copy whichever one you can. Thank you guys for joining me for low-key, like a sleep stream. I had a really good time solving this puzzle, and I'm pretty proud of myself for how I did. And I love sharing it with you guys, so I hope you're able to take it easy during the duration of the stream, and now, afterwards. I very much appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'll probably see you guys this weekend. And if you're in EB's community, if he streams coming up soon, I will try to be there and chat as well. But yeah, most likely I'll be around this weekend. So, see you soon. Take care, everybody. We're gonna start the raid for Bunsenberry. Which she's playing a very cursed minigame. Not cursed, a very suspicious minigame at the moment. She's feeding a chocolate frozen banana to a bunny girl on a stick. You know, to each their own. We'll see. It's fine. Alright, catch you guys later. Take care, everybody. Take care of yourselves and those that you love. And I'll catch you guys very soon. In the meantime, watch out for vampires. Or if you are one, you're doing great. Stay out of the sun. See you later. Not the bones! Wait, how do I look? Yep. Accurate.